Buenas, buenas, buenas. Welcome back to Ruido Blanco. And Tio, I have to say it, we are living in the most chaotic, beautiful, terrifying era of Real Madrid football I have ever witnessed, and I have been watching this club since I was 6 years old.
We said that last week, and the week before. At some point, you have to consider that maybe this is just Madrid now, and we need to adjust our baseline for what counts as chaos.
Okay, but hear me out. Camavinga has a toothache again. Same toothache, Maria. He didn't go to the dentist between Wednesday and Sunday. That is a lifestyle choice, and I respect it, but also I am furious about it.
To be fair, the reports say it's a different level of pain today. He didn't train with the group at all. But yes, the fact that we spent 48 hours last episode talking about Camavinga's dental hygiene, and now we're back here, is genuinely funny to me.
It is not funny, it is a medical crisis. This man is one of the most important midfielders in Europe, and he is being taken down by a muela, Maria, not a hamstring, not a knee, a tooth.
Right, so with Camavinga potentially out, Mbappé still training apart, and roughly half the defense wrapped in bandages, Arbeloa has apparently decided tonight is the night for Thiago Pitarch, 18 years old, centrocampista, formed at La Masia before coming to Valdebebas, and he might start against Getafe tonight.
Madre mia. Okay, so 2 weeks ago we were calling this an injury crisis. Last week we said Arbeloa was gambling on academy kids out of necessity. And now I'm starting to wonder, is this actually a philosophy? Is Arbeloa choosing this?
That's the interesting question, isn't it? Because Pitarch isn't being thrown in because there's literally nobody else. Ceballos is there. Güler is there. Arbeloa is actively choosing to give a teenager his potential debut against a Getafe side that will absolutely not be nice about it.
And Getafe. Let's be honest, Getafe are never nice about anything. Their striker, Satriano, was in Marca today saying, and I love this quote, "Sign for a draw? No, I wouldn't even take the field for that." Tio, respect, dangerous mentality. Arbeloa is sending a kid into that.
Which is either brilliant squad building for the long term or completely reckless in the context of a Liga title race. I genuinely cannot decide which. But I will say this, Gonzalo Garcia 2 months ago was the kid being thrown in, and now look at him. He's the one Mbappé has to fight to get his shirt back.
Don't get me started on Gonzalo because we talked about him yesterday and I am still emotional about it. The fans love that kid in a way that is completely disproportionate to his experience level, and I think that says something profound about what this squad was missing.
It says fans want to see someone who looks like they actually want to be there, which look, we don't need to relitigate the Mbappé debate right now, but the contrast in fan attachment is real and it's worth noting.
Speaking of Mbappé, Roberto Gómez, the journalist, has apparently been asking the club for more information about the knee injury, and he's pointing at the Manchester City game as the return date, the City game, as in he misses Getafe, probably misses whatever comes next, and comes back for the biggest game of the season.
Which is either a carefully managed return timeline designed to peak him for the Champions League, or it's the club being deliberately vague and Gómez is just making an educated guess. I'd lean toward the second one, honestly.
But here's what I find fascinating. The fan reaction to this news was almost completely calm. Like, a week ago, Mbappé out for 2 weeks would have been a 5-alarm emergency. Now people are just going, okay, Gonzalo plays, cool. That is a shift, Maria.
It's a combination of things. The Benfica performance built some confidence. Gonzalo's form has given people an alternative to root for. And honestly, after the positioning analysis that fans were doing last week, remember, we talked about how Mbappé's static presence was actually compressing Madrid's attack. Some fans are not entirely unhappy to test the system without him.
That is still wild to me. We have one of the best players on the planet injured, and the vibes are fine. Qué barbaridad. I don't know if that's a testament to the squad depth or a damning indictment of how Mbappé has integrated, but either way, it's a story.
Let's talk about Mario Martin for a second, because he was in Marca today and it's a genuinely lovely piece. He's on loan at Getafe, our opponents tonight, a kid who spent a decade at Valdebebas, and he's been following Moriente's advice to the letter. And now he might play against Madrid.
That is cinema. That is literally a film. A Real Madrid Academy product, mentored by one of the great Madrid strikers, playing his first meaningful season on loan at Getafe. And his first big test is against the club that formed him. Someone needs to make a documentary about this kid immediately.
And it connects to something bigger. La Fábrica is everywhere right now. Mario Martin at Getafe, Pitarch potentially debuting tonight, Gonzalo Garcia as the first-choice striker, Asensio holding the defense together before his injury. Arbeloa isn't just a coach, he's running a finishing school.
Which brings me back to Asensio, because even though he's out, and we talked about his injury scare on Sunday, I want to say for the record that this kid has aged 5 years in terms of composure since the start of the season. Whatever Arbeloa is doing with these young defenders, it's working.
The caveat is that we're saying all of this before the Manchester City game. The Champions League is a completely different exam. A Thiago Pitarch debut against Getafe is a lovely story. Thiago Pitarch against Bernardo Silva is a different conversation entirely.
Fair. But you know what? I think that's actually the right way to manage it. You give kids minutes in Liga games, you build their confidence, and by the time City comes, they're not strangers to the first team. Arbeloa might be playing a longer game than we're giving him credit for.
Or he's just working with what he has and we're constructing a genius narrative around it. Both can be true. Tonight, I want to see how Pitarch handles the physicality. Getafe will test him early and often, and that reaction in the first 20 minutes will tell us everything.
Vamos, I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm emotionally compromised as always. That's Ruido Blanco, that's Real Madrid in 2026, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Hala Madrid.
We'll see you on the other side of Getafe. And Rafa, if Camavinga's tooth is still not fixed by Monday, I'm personally sending him a dentist's number. Hala Madrid, everyone.